Hi Positive Readers, it's Positive Writers today with another video. And today I want to be talking to you about an amazing book that I read in a genre I never reached for. This book is called Ferocious by Stella Williams. I loved this book so much, and I am so glad that the author herself reached out to me and wanted me to, read her book and check it out and stuff. And I'm so glad I did, because it was so worth it. I loved this book, and considering it isn't a genre that I don't reach for on a good day and hate on a bad day, I enjoyed this book a lot. And I think you would enjoy it too, especially if you love romance, if you love black people, if you just want some more black romance in your life, definitely read it. If you want some more sort of enemies to lovers in your life, read it. If you want some more good banter in your life, read it. It's a really good book, and I really like it, and I ship the characters, and I think it's amazing. So, it also has paranormal elements, supernatural elements, so I definitely think you should pick it out. And the cover enough should be convincing, because it's a beautiful cover. Basically, this book, if you wanted to know what it's about, it is about a girl named Farah and a guy named Donovan, and basically, they're both, agents in this, basically kind of like an FBI, but it's for supernatural creatures, or more not supernatural creatures, but people who have other abilities, basically, and they can basically see into your mind. They can know your thoughts and feel your feelings and give your feelings to the other person, stuff like this. It's a really cool concept, I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, it's about them two, and basically they're paired up on an assignment. They don't like each other, and they get paired up on an assignment because this girl goes missing in the middle of their town, and they have to find her because she's one of these people with these abilities, and so they have to find where this girl went and all stuff like this. It's a great mystery and just a great read altogether. The characters are amazing, three-dimensional. I really enjoy myself. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into talk about this book because it was really good, and I want to talk about it, and I have way too many notes, so let's get it. It started off immediately with conflict, which is something I love. When a book starts off with somebody either dying or getting hurt or getting kidnapped or just a conflict anytime, I love it. Especially like thriller books, and this is not even a thriller, and it started off with that, so props immediately. A teenage girl snuck out of her house, and this guy she liked and had liked for a while got her into a car with his friends and drove her out of the city. Red flag, and red flag. And it ended up being really bad because they ended up basically knocking her out, and we don't hear from her again for a little bit. Enter Farah, main character number 1. I love her so much. Her whole vibe is great. Plus, she looks good. So in short, marry me. Because you know how they described her. Dark skin, beautiful. That's it. Marry me. But anyway, she's a great character. From the moment she was introduced, I'm pretty sure she was like waking up and turning off her alarm clock. I don't know. Just something about that scene and just the rest of the scenes with her in it. I love her a lot. So glad the romance is black on black, because it never happens. I swear to God, there's never I've never read a book where there was 2 black people falling in love. I can't really even think of one, except for Children of Butterbone or something like that. I can't think of one. I can think of probably my hand probably would not even count the number of times I've seen it. So I love this book for that immediately. Oh, and they're both dark skinned, which is even better. So just stand this book, please. If you know what's good for you, stand this book. Farah and Donovan were in the room with being told what role they will have on the case. So basically with this girl going missing, like I said, they're agents in this police force type thing. So Farah and Donovan are going to end up doing this, trying to figure out what's going on. Farah goes and gets the jump and stuff. And I'm not sure if this happened afterwards, but they basically are both now called into this room where I'm pretty sure she did. So basically what happened was she went to the place of the girls living, found some evidence, took the evidence right when Donovan got there. So Donovan was chasing after her, trying to find the evidence, didn't catch her. Now they're both being called to their superior's office or whatever and being told what role they're going to have on this assignment. And she called Donovan a pet and then walked up to him and started smoothing out his shirt, and he tried to act all stoic, but his breath hitched, and if this isn't my brand, I don't know what is. Talking about, I'll let you be mine if you play nice. Marry her on the spot, and I would, for sure. Hands down, I love her a lot. So, also, these people they're called auras. People who can see into each other's thoughts and stuff like that. They're called auras. So, they can read each other's thoughts. And Donovan went to see Farah's brother, a part of the case, to try and find some more stuff, because basically the girl was into some revolutionary type meeting or whatever, and her brother, Farah's brother, is the one who organizes them. So he went to talk to him to get some more info. And he read his mind when he was thinking about how he wouldn't, when Donovan was thinking about how he would not touch Farah with a 10-foot pole, her brother was reading his thoughts and said that she wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole either. So that was really funny. We love that. That was really funny. Farrah then went to talk to her brother about the same thing Donovan went to talk to him about. And ended up thinking the same thing about not touching him with a 10-foot pole. And then Donovan said, well, basically, he showed up at the door. The second that she said that she was thinking that about the 10-foot pole, he was like knocking on her door. And they could sense the energy of people, so she could know. She knew he was there, and so did her brother. And then her brother was like, you two need to find that pole you keep talking about, because neither of you has one. And that was hilarious. Because the fact that they both thought, I wouldn't touch it, you know, and they don't have a pole, because they keep coming together. It was really funny. She was so upset that he had approached her brother without telling him, so I have to explain a little bit of context for you to understand this. So her brother and her are talking. Donovan comes in, right, when she's thinking about the 10-foot pole. Brother leaves the room, probably the house, but then they're talking, and Farrah is freaking angry at Donovan because Donovan went to talk to her brother before she even could. So she's mad, and to basically like get out her pent-up anger, she just launched herself at him and basically like dumped his bones, but like minus the bones. I mean, like, I don't know, like she dumped him. And he said that he never felt so out of control in his life. That scared and excited him. Farrah looked up and caught his eye. She scowled at Donovan before turning away. So, like, they just have so many of these scenes where it's just, like, they both know they want each other, but he's like, no. And she's like, no. And, you know, I really love them. You know, it's like slow burn, and I love a slow burn. So then they decide to stay at the house for the rest of the time, going over stuff for the case, you know. So they stay together at this house, and they're basically like talking and going over stuff. And, you know, the tension in the room was pretty high. So, it said that Farrah, at this time, she stood up and let her leg touch his. And she directed all of her sexual energy to his penis, which made him jump and yell her last name. So you can, like I said, she can direct energy, like whatever the type of energy she's feeling, she can direct it to somebody else, and she focused it on that part of his body, and he jumped up. I love Farrah. I think she's hilarious. She is so funny. And then a whole bunch of like they were kind of like just skating around each other, trying not to like bone. But anyway, yeah. And she left the house after saying she was going to sleep. Because she said she was going to go to sleep after, you know, teasing him and stuff. And then she was like, I'm going to sleep. And then she lied about it because she went out instead. And then he followed her. And she knew he was following her. Like, he's constantly, like, he's moving through trying to, like, you know, act like I hope she doesn't see me. And she knows he's following her. Hilarious. Anyway. So he is now on a run to find Farrah. Not a run, but like a stakeout or whatever, but not a stakeout because he's moving, to find out where she's gonna go. And she goes to like this club, and then she like disappears, and he's trying to find her still. And while he's trying to find her, he said an image of Farrah dressed in nothing but a holster and heels came to mind. Donovan nearly tripped over the first body they encountered because of his distraction. He shook his head to clear any lingering thoughts about the infernal woman. I love how he refers to her like that. I feel like so many times in novels, it's always the woman thinking, oh, he's infuriating or whatever. But this time, it's not only the woman. It's not the woman really at all. So we love that. I love that. This book is like a lot of stuff that I love. And yeah, so basically he went to, after trying to find Farrah and failing, he went to this other place with one of his like partners or whatever to like investigate this other vampire hangout, because there are vampires in this book. And, you know, that's what the bodies came from or whatever. And he said, and this other quote he said was, however, ferocious was a word he would use when it came to her effect on him. And I said roll credits because the book is called Ferocious. So then I have a lot of quotes in this notes that I have been taking. I have a lot of quotes because this book had so many good like parts and stuff, and I kind of just probably don't even remember where these came from because I read this book a while ago, but yeah. And so here's another one. And he's describing her in this scene. She could lure you in with her deep chocolate eyes, lull you into submission with the smooth, soft quality of her voice, dismantle you with her intellect, and cut you to shreds with her venomous tongue. I love her. Farrah is everything. Like, she is everything. Like, a queen. Like, I love her. She's great. Please be my wife, I'm begging. And then basically when their sex scene finally came up or whatever, it wasn't really a sex scene, but it was like something like it. Then it was really balanced out, which is what I said. And I love a good balanced relationship. I hate when like it's too one-sided. If that one side means the guy's the dominant one, sorry. We're biased. But yeah, it was balanced. And then afterwards, he got up and tried to cook her dinner. I mean, breakfast. It didn't work, but it was cute. He scowled. This is another quote. He scowled. She was seriously thinking of the case right now. That bothered Donovan even more. So this night, I'll just cut this in half. This night that I was just talking about, the sex, they didn't really have sex, but it was like a sexual encounter. So he's like, wow, she's thinking about the case right now. He was supposed to be the responsible one. He kept her on track, not the other way around. Maybe he should be taking a page out of her book, at least for now. So now he's like upset because she's trying to be like by the book right now, and he's like, wait a minute. Yeah. And so they were doing something, and they met in the middle of the street or something, and they kind of were just themselves instead of like the cops, them or whatever. And it was a really cute scene, which birthed this quote, and I'm pretty sure this was in Farrah's like point of view or whatever. Right now, he was just Donovan, this is his point of view. Right now, he was just Donovan, not a Mars or a security force officer. She was just Farrah, not an Andromeda or a pain in his ass. Well, the pain in his ass part never really went away, but he was getting used to it. That's really cute. I love them. I really love them. I ship them a lot. Farrah would have never have guessed that Donovan Mars would fall. Okay, so basically now, they continue moving along, and a lot of stuff kind of happens. This book is pretty short, but like, after they, get through all this stuff about him following him and stuff like this, he tries to go back to this area or whatever that he stays in, and it's like he's locked out. So she has to, she's like, okay, you can still stay with me. So he comes and stays with her, and that's where this happens, because then they finally end up having sex, because everything lines up, and they get to stay together now because they are in the same house and everything, so they end up doing it. And this is a quote. Farrah would never have guessed that Donovan Mars would fall so easily into a submissive role in the bedroom. It intrigued her and brought out a side she didn't know she possessed. And I love that. I absolutely adore that. Farrah is complete wife material. I love her, and the way that she goes together with Donovan is amazing. And they're both black. And I can't get over this book. I think it's amazing. I think it's like one of the best things ever. And the whole time they basically have trying to find this girl and stuff, and they keep getting closer to finding the girl. They have this diary that they're looking through that she left somewhere, and then they're looking through the diary and they're trying to find clues, and they find the brothers' hangout and all this type of stuff. And it ends up coming to this point where they know vampires took her to basically have her be a blood, I don't even know what you call it, like a blood person that they're going to drink from or whatever. Like a blood bank, but a human being. And so it was kind of giving me like a lot of Vampire Diaries vibes. Love that. But anyway, yeah. So they end up, figuring out this mystery of her and where she's at. And they go to rescue her, and they rescue her, and a lot of stuff happens. I thought like one of them was going to die. It was really, really crazy, and it was like a firefight with vampires. It was really intense. But they ended up using the help of other vampires that had turned against the bad ones and stuff. It was really good. It was a really good scene. And yeah, and so they go back to this place, and then everybody's arguing about, they have these like higher up type people that have like levels or whatever, and they're like trying to elect one, and the one is being arrogant and stuff. It's a lot of political stuff, but not a lot, because I didn't put any in my notes. It was kind of more of me finessing over the romance. So yeah, but yeah, and then basically, everything kind of died down and was resolved until the very end of the book, which I did not put on here, but was really good. But yeah, and then this last quote of them, basically, because they grew a lot, obviously, over this time, and they love each other, and they're great partners in crime and in other things, and we love that. So this is the quote. Her hand felt right, entwined with his. She could deny it all she wanted, but their energy made it clear. They were meant to be. They balanced each other and made each other stronger. And I said, that's one of the main reasons why I ship them, because they're literally balanced out. And it's really fun watching their personalities bounce off of each other. I love the way they go back and forth and banter, and I'm glad I didn't put that many notes in here as I thought I did, because now you can go read it and you can find all the details that I did not put in here, and you can enjoy it for yourself, because this book was amazing, and I definitely recommend it with all my heart. 5 stars for sure. Romance might have rights, you guys. It really might have rights. If they start writing more books like this, it has rights suddenly. So, I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope you go out and read this book right now, because this was amazing, and I recommend it. I cannot recommend it enough. So I love you all. I'll see you later with another video. Bye.